Everything we need for the remote construction of Deuteron fuel rods on Gacrux is ready. That's it. That's the lead-in. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series, episode 99 of Alpha Andromedae. Holy crap. So, for those of you who are watching this in the live audience every day as the episodes come out, if you didn't see my community post that I shared for the purposes of kind of keeping you in the loop, sorry that there was not an episode yesterday. I debuted Against All Odds Season 7 in the Long Dark yesterday. Big day for the channel, big day for me, and I also, full disclosure, pulled my first all-nighter since I brought the channel back online. That is not a habit that I like to be in, and it's not a habit that I am in. My sleep has actually been great for the past several weeks, but just was working on getting everything just so. Had a little bit of editing software panic in the morning as well. So by the time I was remotely available to record for this and for Stellaris, I was like, no, I'm not coherent. I'm going to sit for the premiere, I'm going to take a nap, and then I'm going to try to sleep normally, which I did, both of those things. So, hi. I'm back, and we're going to make progress on our Dyson Sphere today. So we're approaching Gacrux already. My inventory is almost full, so I need to keep an eye on that, but I'm mostly okay. And we are approaching our destination. As you'll recall, we've already set up some basic import mechanisms on Gacrux 1, but we have a lot to do here. It's been an episode or two since we've been able to return. Oh my god, I forgot how fast you are. This is a very big, very powerful star. That's why we're building a sphere around it. You know, the more I think about it, the more I feel like maybe I can get away with doing an equatorial sphere. Because I was talking about how the only ones that would be able to fire would be the ones on the poles, but that's not necessarily the case. They're not going to fire at the star. They're going to fire at the point in space that they need to fire. So I just need to think in terms of where the equator is and where the ring's going to be, and I might be able to kind of make it work that way. So I'll rethink that in just a moment. Let me take another look. Am I out of these completely? No. Oh look, there's a there's a little baby sulfuric acid ocean. Oh my god, it's just a little puddle. Just a little puddle. Just hanging out right here. This is the content you came for, right? Jumping around in puddles of sulfuric acid because reasons. Alright, now, somebody did point out in a comment that due to a couple of construction abnormalities, not all of these may be connected. So it's going to be worthwhile for me to ensure that I do that, what I just did there, in a couple of different places. So that, for example, joins these two. Should be good. Appreciate the comment, by the way. Probably would have found it regardless, but it's a good thing to double check since it's been a few episodes since I've even been here. Yeah, I think we can actually make an equatorial ring of guns work. Alright, so these are already connected. I remember doing that. So power-wise, how we doing here? Not too bad. Alright, and now for the next big step. Since we're finally ready to do this, was it this pole or the other one? Might have been the other one. It'll take a moment for me to learn my way around an entirely new planet, but this is going to be an important one. Obviously, this is the platform from which we build our Dyson Sphere. Okay, so we are importing energetic graphite, deuterium, and titanium ingots. And the titanium ingots are being used to produce copious quantities of these. And you can see that this is still filling up. What do you not have enough of? Really? You don't have enough sulfuric acid? Are you serious? Okay, hang on. everything stops. Let's pump some more sulfuric acid this way, just so that we can have maximum production from at least the facilities we've set up. I need pumps. Water pumps. Alright, so shift right click, there's that, and really just one. Just one is what you're going to let me build. So I guess I need iron in order to have more of those. Drat. That's really quite frustrating. I have plenty sitting in storage. So, like, really? You're going to do this now? I have plenty sitting in storage, so it's not an issue. But I'll have to address that in a coming episode. So, maybe this one, but it looks like we're making decent progress through this final tech in our long queue that we were sitting on for a while, so that's nice. So I suppose the next thing I need to do... We have these being produced on Alpha Andromeda. And it's deuteron fuel rods that we need to make here, so let's go ahead and get it done. It requires the import of that final resource. And the rest is being made here. So I can go ahead and say that I want you to import... Where are you? Supermagnetic rings. Remote demand, and they are on the way. Lots of them. That's very reassuring. So just in the amount of time that we've had since we set that up, that's how many are already available. It might not literally be 4,000. The numbers are shown based on just the number of ships that are flying, and then the actual numbers kind of self-correct in time. So, this is one of our resource buildings, I guess. Yeah, this is... Alright, there's a lake there. That's kind of inconvenient. Alright, I see what I'm going to do, though. So let's come up here and go ahead and get some additional lines built for these resources. So we're going to start with these supermagnetic rings. And we will use direct lines here, just to make it pretty. That should work. And then deuterium as well, which there should already be some ready to go. There is. Oh, that's still a little bit too high. All right, now I want to keep these as side by side as I can get it here. So that looks pretty good. Let's delete that, delete all of that. And then I can do a little bit more work in a moment. I'm being kind of a little bit more aesthetically stubborn than I might be on a normal day. But it's for a good cause. So give me just a moment. Alright, so now we need to delete those and bring these down back to ground level. Yep, that's pretty much perfect. I can worry about repositioning a few things in just a moment. And now if I bring these here, we'll be good. Now in this case, what I'm going to do, this is a very straightforward fix. I want to have deuterium come that way. And that line can hop over. Perfect. And then you will also come this way. So it does look like... Okay, I see. Will you let me go by? No, you won't. Sad day. Alright, in that case, we're going to move the deuterium slightly. Same basic principle that you just saw me build in here. But instead, we're also going to need to change the direction on this. Should work fine, though. Perfect. Alright, so now that we have all three of these in place, can I maybe do what I want to try to do here? Would you let me? Yes, you will. Excellent. Alright, so those are all of the resources we need to make these new things. And actually, I love the idea of just using this power structure that I've already built here. So let's extend these lines to about, let's say, here. And then we'll build one of these. We can go a little bit farther, can't we? So let's do that. So we can build just one of these, just to get it modeled, basically. There we go. Okay, so Deuteron fuel rod. We do want to go ahead and get some outputs set up. I guess I'll have them outputting in the same direction, so we'll have a line going that direction. But I definitely want to extend the line all the way back over here. Very good. And then just copy paste. So that's 11. Let's go ahead and just build 10 to start. Glorious. All right, so now we have those being output, and I can go ahead and build a sorter. I think the best way to do this would be just to build... Yeah, let's bring it just like straight here. Whoa, hello. Didn't mean to cancel that. Let's bring it straight here or so. We'll go into the sorter. And now there's a little bit of excess line to clean up here. That is quickly dealt with. Are you still pulling? It doesn't look like you should be able to, but it looks like you're still pulling. Good. All right, so now we have Deuteron fuel rods being rapidly produced here. We don't need them anymore because we're using antimatter, and it's amazing and glorious and just world-changing. However, we will need those in order to produce small carrier rockets, and we also need to set up the production of Dyson Sphere components here. Now, Dyson Sphere components require solar sails, they require processors, and they require frame material. Now, frame material, a lot of the goods that I need for this are already available. Not only do we have the titanium ingots being produced here, or the titanium alloy being produced here, which is great, but we can import what we need to make some more of those carbon nanotubes and those high-purity silicon tablets. And then the solar sails, that could be a little dicier. We probably need to build them here. But one thing we can go ahead and be thinking about is what I raised the question of earlier. Is it possible that we can go ahead and have the guns operational? Now, the more I think about it, maybe we do need to go ahead and set up the production of solar sails here, because especially if we know we're going to need them for the Dyson Sphere components, then it's probably worth it to go ahead and get the production of those underway. So let's take a look at that. We already have a number of them being produced on Alrami, but Alrami that's the system that is producing all of our photons, which is giving us all of our antimatter. And that's kind of a singular purpose. We might be able to use it for other purposes at some point, but probably not before the end of this series. We're going to get this Dyson Sphere built, and then we are going to do some new stuff in Dyson Sphere Program on the channel. So, TBD. TBD, of course. So, I need graphene, and I need photon combiners. Now, photon combiners are going to require me to import, or to create, some circuit boards, which will not be difficult. So with the resources available on this planet, it won't be difficult at all, honestly. So let's take a look over here. I already have copious amounts of... Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know that... It seems like this is moving along at a pretty rapid, like kind of 1-to-1 rate. You can see that 1 iron becomes 1 iron ingot, and then 3 iron becomes 1 steel. So these are definitely feeding this, and in order for there to be an excess here, I would have to have at least triple the number of smelters that are actually building iron ingots. So, what do? Probably just need to go ahead and do that exact thing, to tell you the truth, but I only have 35 plain smelters left at the moment, which makes me incredibly sad. Just goes to show how much I've built. We need to get some copper. So, tell you what, before I even start thinking about anything else, let's locate a copper vein, because God knows there's enough copper on this planet. Yeah, we can probably get a lot done with the veins on the other hemisphere. So let's head that direction, shall we? I have a number of advanced mining machines just ready to go. Is this the closest one? Does it matter? I mean, we have 2 very close together right here, so why not be extraordinarily practical about it? I think what I'm going to do is just set these up on separate deposits. I'm going to have a second iron mine. Why have everything connected to one? You know, it's not necessary to think that way in Dyson Sphere Program, and I'm not going to. So, all right, that will be 20 of these. That will be 20 as well, so I'd rather have that one there so it's flush against one side of the deposit. And then say, ooh, 23x. Not bad. That's a very dense collection of copper nodes, and I love it. I love everything about it. All right, so it looks like a single power station will power both of these, which is great. Unexpected, but great. So let's just get this one positioned up here. Is there any way I can get you to just sit there? No, there's not. You have to be one little spot north of the line. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, when you have a difference in where the lines kind of intersect, when you hit a latitude change in the grid, like this, sometimes, like right here, I can't get something to build on that point, which would be the bottom point of the next latitude lineup. It defaults to the, shall we say, broader latitude to the north or south. Whichever one, you know, goes around a longer distance, a fatter distance of the planet. That's why. So, frustrating, but it is what it is. Alright, so it looks like I can get a line for the iron out this direction, which is literally perfect. Let's do the same with the copper. Because for now we just need to get those processors building. Now, it looks like I will need to import optical grading crystal. So let's remote demand that, and it looks like we are able to get large amounts of it almost right away. At least one more time before the end of the series, I will probably need to pay a visit to my various outpost worlds that I've set up throughout the series and just make sure that they're all producing what they should be producing in adequate amounts. Alright, we're going to do... No, hang on. Let's just do one of each because I'll copy-paste it. But I'm going to do this a little bit differently. That'll be a lot slower, though. Maybe I won't do it differently. Maybe I won't. Or maybe I'll have... Maybe if I want them both to be the same speed, maybe the best way to do this would be... Alright, if I build 10 here, these will be for the copper. And if I really want them to be at the same speed, I'll do something like this. So they output at the same rate. It's not necessary to think this way. I'm just doing it for pure creative purposes. You don't have to do this. I don't have to do this, but we're doing it. It's happening. It looks like a little bit too far away. So if I pop down a Tesla tower, those should be powered. Very good. Now, yes, I will have to replace those, I just realized. On account of the fact that I said I was going to copy paste and then immediately didn't. So we'll fix that right now. Alright, so you... I want you to output like right here. I'm thinking about this now. No, this'll work. This'll work. Because we have the one line difference, so this is good. Again, I'm dramatically overthinking this just for fun, thinking about the spacing of the various sorters that I'm building as I'm putting them down. Which I guess some people would argue that's not overthinking at all. That's what you're supposed to do. But all right, so this is going to be for copper. And this is going to be for iron. Perfect. Same length sorters on both sides. So, copper. Iron. Am I showing that I'm actually short on power? I am. Holy crap. Alright. So we'll need to do something about that. We already have antimatter fuel rods available here. All I have to do is build the artificial suns. So this is a actually very easily fixed problem in hindsight. Never fear, antimatter is here. Also, I do need to double check what rare resources I have available on this planet, because in certain cases I don't think I'll need to do importing here. I've already done what I can with the sulfuric acid, but I might have some other opportunities. There we go. Why don't we just have 3 for now? And I want you to output those. Thank you. And all we need now is to connect these. Alright, well, I suppose I will use a tower then. If you're going to make me fight for it, I'll fight for it. It's fine. And there we go. Power is no longer a problem. Look at that spike. Good lord. Alright. So that problem is fixed. And I can go back to actually doing the things I care about. So let's come down here. And I guess we'll go to about this line here. I want to give it a little bit of space so that I could expand production if necessary, but let's just do 1 for now. Alright, circuit boards. I might need to do some creative placement of power buildings in just a moment, but for now I just want to create some space. So let's go ahead and put down those. I just want to lay these out in space is what I meant to say. That's already set up, it's just not powered. So let's bring this all the way over here. Bring you all the way over here. Okay, and then last but not least, I guess we'll do one more substation just to make this work properly. There we go. All right, so now we are producing additional processors. And I already have some optical grading crystal, which means, yeah, it's already here. Ooh, that was fast. All right, so this is going to be relatively easily done. Faster than I anticipated. I want you to come just straight down this particular line, please. No, don't build that. Every now and then, the very tip of a line will just sneak off to the right. I think it's because the sensitivity of the way that they've programmed the pointer in Dyson Sphere Program is so good. Like I've said, it's so good at like figuring out exactly what it is that you want it to point at, that sometimes it gets a mind of its own if you have just the slightest movement, and it'll create like a weird little J at the end of a line that you intend to stay straight. It's funny. Okay, so now we have these like so. Let's go ahead and put down an assembler here. I think that's all I need, right? For... Oh, wait a minute. No. What did I need? What did I need the... That's right. It's for these. It's for the photon combiners. So we need the photon combiners, and then I just need to import fire ice, or potentially, let's have a look. All right, so there's not sulfuric acid, or not sulfuric acid, there's not fire ice here, but there is fire ice on Gacrux 4. There's a lot of fire ice on Gacrux 5, not 4, 5. 4 is over here. So that is going to be a world that I want to set up for fire ice export anyway, and I can probably do that this episode if I'm quick about it. So let's continue, first of all, with these priorities. Let's grab these off the line. Go ahead and set up a line here. So we're going to make photon combiners from our new buildings here. Well, that's going to be 8 altogether. Need to do a little bit more expanding. Not a lot, just a little. Perfect. Just realized I forgot to copy the output, so I'll just do it manually. Doesn't take too long, thankfully. And that's taken care of. So now I just need everything connected here. Probably just want to build a substation the same way that I've been building them, so why don't we put one... Oh, nice. That would actually connect them. Wasn't expecting that. I'll take it. All right, and there we go. So now what I need to do... Tell you what, I want to go ahead and have a storage set up to collect all of these. So why don't we put one right there or so that they can build up, so that I can have copious amounts ready in the right circumstances. And those particular facilities that I just spent that time building will keep producing while I'm doing other things. So I need additional solar panels if I'm going to do this right. So I need to make a quick trip back to Alpha Andromeda, which won't take terribly long. And we're going to land on Alpha Andromeda 4, if I can find it. Hello. There you are. Just follow the green lines. Never fails. We'll make a quick trip back to Alpha Andromeda 4 and just grab some additional solar panels. We've made a good amount of progress almost halfway through in the space of one episode. Our Vanes utilization tech. Vanes utilization, of course, is going to speed up all of my mining. All of it. Literally all of it. And we're not even done. That's just for the current level of the mining, so we can make it even more efficient by the time that we're done. Much more efficient, in fact. In a lot of ways, that technology that we're researching right now is the fundamental efficiency tech, because it takes things that are mined from nodes and it increases the amount that you get from the raw ores, while also reducing or increasing the amount of time it takes to deplete the ores. So it helps on both sides of the equation, which is pretty cool. All right, Alpha Andromeda 4. We've arrived. Might be good for a checkup anyway. This planet ended up being a troublemaker, shocking everyone a little while back. But I think we're probably in good shape now. Yeah, it looks like processors and electromagnetic turbines are still a little bit problematic, but everything else is fine. Let's see how the actual resources are doing. Oh, no, everything else is not fine. Hold on. What's your deal? Are you just consuming more iron than you have? That seems like that's the case. So one thing that might help with that, I'm not going to queue up any more technologies until the current one we're working on is done, just so that we can really consider all of the options and talk about them, rather than going back and forth and doing that a lot. So, but there is a technology coming up that will allow everything coming out of these to be stacked automatically. So these iron ores will all come out of these, they'll all come out of here stacked, basically. Which should help. It seems like it's still producing, but yeah, there's definitely buildings that are not getting iron because of the way that this splitter can only do so much right now. And it's because the main feed coming in here is an imported line that is not piled at all. You can see the piled line here is doing much better. Although that line also doesn't look very full anymore. Let's see if we can take a look here at why that is. That one looks fine. And all this looks fine, interestingly enough. So yeah, it really does just come down to getting those pilers to work right. Also, it looks like copper here is a non-factor. I don't need to delete any of that, but I will need to delete that. I'll reclaim that particular building there. And I no longer need that piler either, which is nice. Alright, we'll just let things continue moving in that direction. Okay, so I came here for solar panels. Let's not get too distracted. They've already been brought to me, which is glorious. Do I need more? I can probably carry more, right? Yeah, I've got this set to 400 right now. Let's say at most 800. Let's say, yeah, bring me more. Bring me more, please. Why not just have more in storage? There's no rule that says... Oh, actually, there is a rule. It can only be 500 for these. Okay, well, sad day. I tried. Let the record state that I tried. I do still have some extra on me, which is nice, but they brought it into my inventory, which is not nice. Although they did just take it back, which I suppose I'll allow. Let's go back. We're about 35 minutes in, so I suppose what I need to do now, as much as I'm loath to do it because I want to keep going, I'm going to go ahead and stop this episode here while I am on the way back to Gacrux. And in the next one, I will be getting those guns going, because God knows I've built enough of them. I'm sitting on over 100 guns in my inventory on Gacrux. So, lots to do now that we can actually get the Dyson Swarm and the Dyson Sphere going in the next few episodes. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and additional perks. New episodes are coming out every day, with the exception of yesterday, for reasons we discussed, at noon, U.S. Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.